This week we are reviewing Thrash, the new disaster hurricane flood movie shark attack thing. Will it sink its teeth into the audience, or will it devour 90 minutes of your time that you will never, ever, ever get back again? Stick around to find out. Hello and welcome to Middle Age Geeks. I'm one of your hosts, Daz, and that's Phil. And this week we are reviewing Thrash, which is one of those mid-budget disaster movies that should be dumb fun. You've got massive hurricanes, flooded towns, sharks, of course, and a bunch of people making idiotic decisions. So firstly, what's it all about? When a Category 5 hurricane decimates a coastal town, the storm surge brings devastation, chaos, and something far more frightening, hungry sharks and a woeful script. Written and directed by Tommy Wirkola, starring Phoebe Dynevor, Whitney Peake, and Jimon Hansu. God bless his soul. Two-time Oscar nominee, Jimon Hansu. What were your thoughts on this one, Phil, before we get stuck into it?
I think if anybody was going to like this movie, it was going to be me, given that I love Deep Blue Sea and I like creature movies. But this was fucking painful, man. This was the only thing more painful than watching this would be getting eaten by a bull shark. Like it was, like, and this, including like, because you take the credits off. This is less than 90 minutes. It's only like 86 minutes when you take off.
86 minutes.
Yeah, it's bad, and it doesn't make any sense. We'll get into it as we go on. Like, I suppose, like, again, with this one, I don't even know we should bother doing whether it's spoilers or not, because I don't think it's... Oh, no. I think we'll just kind of talk through it. But it's... Yeah, man, it's painful. Like, really, at times, you could... Like, it's pointless. Like, it really doesn't make sense. Like, there's different... weather systems that seem to be going on, but like that are only a few hundred meters from each other and stuff, and like none of it makes sense. The ADR being put in by the fucking local news channels, and like there's no character development in any way. I think that little kid, she probably gets the most character development because we get a little bit of a flashback about her, just so they can line up how she takes her shot, basically.
Yeah,
and we get a tiny little bit from her. But yeah, no, this is a hard watch. Like, don't get me wrong, I have a couple of positives, which I'll get jump into as we do it. But I for the most part, this was so bad. What did you think of it?
This is an awful movie. Awful. I mean, it's the premise and setup are simple enough and could set the scene for like B-movie bit of fucking crack. But it takes itself so fucking seriously. That's its one fatal flaw. Well, it's got many, many, many flaws. But the fatal flaw is just takes itself too seriously. It's like misguided and misjudged completely, like to an astonishing degree. Like it takes itself too seriously. But for the most part, it's like the good things. It's a well-made movie, I think, in parts. It's shot kind of well. Some of the shark stuff is good. Cinematography-wise, like... It just looks like there's a bit of money been put into it. A kind of mid-tier kind of budget. The budget wasn't disclosed, but they said it's like a decent enough budget. Storm effects sometimes are quite good, but like it's let down by horrendous characters. They're just so fucking... It's just so stupid. And they're all just so one-note, one-dimensional. Just as it starts, you just do something, even if you're going to be a stupid movie, just do something and get me like invested in some of the characters. Straight off the bat, you're just going, I just hate every one of you. Like, it's just, I don't give a shit about any single person. That's kind of some of the good stuff, and there's just so much bad stuff. Like the script, I think, is just a true offender here. There's poor kind of setups. It's rethrashing the same kind of someone in water getting dragged around by a shark, and like every now and then you'll get a nice they spent some money here and someone getting their arm chopped off or head chopped off, but a lot of the time it's just kind of one note, like you've seen this before, but people make stupid decisions. And there's some, and I could get into it in a little bit. I have a section like about dialogue. It's just like some pathetic attempts at dialogue is unbelievable. Like you said about that news reporter thing, you're just thinking, does anyone like in this production just know a mate who's just struggling actor or something that can just deliver one line? Just pretend you're a news reporter. Just deliver a line where you don't sound like a fucking, like you're trapped as hostage or something. It's just so fucking weird. I thought it was kind of shit. Yeah, very, very shit.
I also liked the effects. If you want to have a quick chat about that, like I actually thought the effects were quite good. I think like especially the practical stuff, like that about the really because obviously they filmed all this in Melbourne, I think, and
Yeah.
the big huge tanks that they used, I like to give the effect of, rather than having it, built and then just rising the water up. Basically, they had the set on like cranes and stuff, and just kind of they just lowered them slowly, as the scenes went through, which is clever, but also that's got to be a lot of work to put into. So from a technical point of view, that's great. And some of the storm stuff is pretty cool, apart from the fact that it's supposedly this massive storm, yet they can really hear each other from like half a mile away. They shout at each other and you can hear each other. It's like, come on now. But
Yeah.
but it's
Storm
just
goes
not
away after about 2 minutes.
yeah, exactly. It's not consistent. Like we cut back to Digimon.
Digimon.
It's going to call him Digimon, and we cut back to him, and like his area seems quite calm, and then, but there's the big huge storm happening on the other side, and then after a while they kind of sync up a little bit, but then like they're saying nobody can get in. It's Coast Guard. This town is being flooded. Nobody can get in and help them. But yet, next thing, the fucking sun is out. Like, it's calm as anything. It's like, where the fuck are the rescue guys? Where's someone coming in? There's nobody coming to help these people. Like, it's insane. It's wild.
Yeah, no, yeah, echo that. Like, I thought it kind of looked pretty good. Like when it was starting, you're waiting for the kind of hokey VFX and stuff, a la Sharknado or something like that. And straight away, you're kind of going, okay, this is kind of well made. I loved the just in a movie like this. I guess if the budget is not massive, sometimes they'll be trying to hide the kind of scale of it and scope of it. But there's some really nice wide shots and aerial shots, and you can see, okay, they've done a lot of work with the set and rising the water and having the town and stuff kind of sink into it as well. It just looked really, really impressive. And the flooding is convincing, and the VFX for the most part is pretty good. Like sharks, and great shots of sharks like going swimming down into a basement, really well lit, and you're like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Like deep blue sea kind of stuff, where it's just like, this just looks menacing and terrifying. But then, yeah, it's just you don't know where to start. I mean, like, performance wise, like they're just idiots. Sorry, that's more the characters than the actual performance. But the characters are idiots, and the performances are so just one note. Like, as you say, there's no character development. There's one thing, Dakota. She is the one that's just kind of trapped in the house, and her character development is at one point she just gets up, stands up, and just walks over to the window and looks out and just goes, "Fuck it." And she just turns into a survival expert then after that. And she's like, all her issues about her recent mother dying and she can't leave the house and all this stuff, she goes away. She's like, fuck it, yeah, let's do it. And that's it. It's just like, wow, that's kind of amazing. I think like Phoebe as Lisa, the pregnant lady in the car at the start, and just like
all of her scenes, the shit that happens to her, all of her scenes are bananas. They are like something from Sharknado. Like giving she's having her contractions, and she gets your one to go up and check her how much she's dilating by looking at your one's like, I don't fucking know what to be looking at. And then when she's giving birth and she has that fucking, I don't know the name of the tune, but it's whatever, she's got her calming music and she's
or something.
So she's listening to that. What is that, Leanne Rimes or one of those people?
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, she's sitting, she's on the bed, and when she gives birth to this fucking baby underwater, like out comes the fucking baby, and she uses a bit of wood or something to cut the umbilical cord, like, and her trapped in the car, the way she stabs that shark, like every fucking scene that she has, God love her, is fucking bananas.
Yeah, when she has the baby in the water. And we're skipping right to the end anyway, by the way. She has the baby in the water, but yeah, she cuts the umbilical cord with the wood, and then she obviously leaves a lot of blood in the water. And sharks' reaction times in this are kind of odd. Like, there's just loads of blood in the water there, and it takes them a while to get there. In other moments, someone just dips into the water for a second. Shark's gone. Fucking, it's a bit ridiculous. But when she's there with baby in one hand, and she's just like, a shark comes over to get her, and she just has a tiny little piece of wood in her hand, and she just fends off the shark with a tiny little piece of wood.
Stabs him, like,
yeah. Just like, wow, that's pretty. That's good reactions. And she puts her baby on the wood, and she's like, sorry, baby, mommy's gotta kill some fucking sharks or something. It's like, oh my God, like, it's amazing. But they're the moments you were like, I want to watch that movie. Like, I really want to watch
The
that
ridiculous
movie.
one,
Everything
yeah.
else, yeah, a bit fucking silly and all that stuff. But like, in terms of story logic, and it's just the setup is like, oh, this storm rages in and takes over this coastal town, but it's like, you got it's a heavily pregnant woman, like she's about to go into labor, just like, why are you in the fucking town? Like, why?
She's like, I have to go into work. Fuck work.
Like,
If you're literally going to go into labor, tell them to get fucked.
Yeah, and she just like, she's doing her best, obviously, but she has this, and this, even this scene where she goes up to a gas station, these stupid scenes where she's like banging on the window, like, hello, is there anyone in there? Big close sign there, like, no one's in the fucking town. Like, everyone's gone, you fucking idiot. Like,
there's only half a dozen people left in the whole town.
It's just weird.
If anybody at home was wondering, how did they manage to get, why would all the sharks suddenly come all the way into this town?
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, they've got you covered. They've got the blood truck. So we get that at the start. Your man's getting his tanker filled up, and there was all this red coming out. It was like, well, is that blood? Are they filling that gigantic fuel tanker with blood? And then sure enough, it pops up on the side, Bob's Meats or whatever the fuck on the side of it.
Yeah.
And then, when that crashes and it just, all the blood just spills out into the sea. And of course, that's why it attracts all the sharks. And now there's like 5 people against 100 sharks or something. It's fucking dead. And
there's even that setup with the guy in the truck and Lisa when they meet in a scene, and they're head to head, and he's like, no, you can't, there's a tree fell behind me, you got to turn around and follow me. And then it's this weird thing, I had to rewind it a few times, because then it just cuts to a kind of a wide shot of the truck, and there's a pause, nothing happens, and then it cuts to her, back to him, and then she turns around and sees that there's a flood coming. It was like, oh, you're trying to convey the shock and awe of the guy in the truck, but you can't really fucking see his face, so there's this weird 10 seconds of like, what's happening here?
And he tells her to keep going the way she was going after all that. He goes, actually, don't worry, just keep going.
Yeah, and like, maybe he would get out of his truck and get into her car and maybe go that way. Instead, he just drives into the raging fucking oncoming sea, raging down the street. I can make it, and he doesn't. It's just like...
And just on him, though, he was safe as houses. Like, he's in his truck, but the truck isn't really sinking. It's broken open, and there's blood everywhere. But if he just stayed inside that cab, he's grand, because the minute he opens the cab door,
if everyone,
but shark comes up and grabs him. It's just if you just stay there, just chill, and then the good guys will come and get you. Like, well, eventually, apparently, because there's no sign of them. Like,
yeah, if everyone stayed where they are, they'd pretty much be fine. Like, just like, oh no, the water's rising. Yeah, very, very slowly, and that like gets on to, well, slowly, but the timeline issues are fucking wild. Like you said it there about the sun coming up. Like, it gets bright in about 7 seconds in this fucking movie. It's fucking weird. Obviously, you're hoping a lot's been cut, because this couldn't be a fucking story design choice, because it's like, it got dark at one point, one scene happens, and it's kind of dark, and then it cuts to G-Man and his gang, and it's starting to get bright, and then you get a shot of the kind of sunrise, and it's another lovely shot, like aerial shot, and you're like, oh, that's fucking cool. And he's coming up the boat up the street with his gang and the sunrise, and I thought it was sunset, but it was just like, oh no, that's the sunrise, because the very next scene, Lisa and Dakota are doing something, it's just blue skies. Like, what happened? Like, nothing's happened in that time. Like, literally about 7 or 8 seconds has passed. But like, yeah, getting on to my favorite section, dialogue from another planet. Like, this whole thing about streaming and having to reiterate the plot. So
well, I thought you were going to mention those foster kids who get like fuck all background, and the foster dad God, who's just an absolute bell end. Well, the foster mom and dad. Well, I don't get the point of them at all.
The foster parents who are being dicks and just taking the check, and like, they eat in the basement eating steaks, and they feed them bread upstairs, and it's like just really turning the fucking asshole thing up to 11. Like, I'm sure people like that are out there.
Even with his hand chopped off, I gotta say, that dude gets his hand bitten off, and he's super chill about it. Like, he has a bit of a as if he just got like a paper cut kind of thing, because he's just like then he's talking to them. He comes back into the house like, I love you guys, I wasn't gonna abandon you. No, you so chill, you have no hand. Your hand is gone. Like,
you just seen your wife mauled by a shark. How did he get away from the shark in the first place?
Yeah,
but yeah, like the foster kids, they're just annoying fucking dickheads as well. Like, and you should feel sorry for them. It's just so woefully scripted. But like, they don't interact with anyone in the movie. They're just there in this house that's like the water seems to be rising slower there than everywhere else. But like, yeah, like yeah, one of their dialogues towards the end is like the foster kid goes to his foster dad. He just go before he kind of punches him into the water and the shark gets him. He's like, "You money grabbing one arm, half an ass piece of shit." it's like, oh wow, like just all these kind
of when he catches his fist,
and just like,
and then they make the big scene of him holding his hand, and he's like, just use your other hand then to punch him. He's missing a hand. It's not as if he could stop you. Like
the dramatic tension is like, oh fuck off. But like there is a section where Dakota is up in the house and she's looking down at Lisa when she's trapped in her car with the branch trapping her, and the water's rising. But she the woman looks out and she goes, oh no, Lisa goes, oh, please help me, like I'm stuck in the car and the water's rising. A, which is like, we know that, okay. And Dakota's like, no, but I'm calling for help. And she says, I'm not going out there. There's sharks in the water. They just killed those guys and ripped them apart. And Lisa in the car goes, oh, trust me, I know. And you're like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Like, they're just describing
what we've just
to each other what they both just saw. Like, okay, and I just baffling. You get angry, but then you go, oh, they're not talking to each other. They're talking to us. This is for the audience. And you're going, oh my God. Like, I think, we spoke before about that Matt Damon thing where he's saying like streaming services, or they have to reiterate the plot at least 2 or 3 times for people who are not paying attention. Like, there's a bit where G-Man, when he's taking his boat up the highway, he calls his mate, and he's a marine biologist, and his mate obviously is in the same field, but his mate goes, Dale, the levee's broke. The water's going to keep rising. If you're going to get someone out of there, do it fast. I think he knows that. Like, everyone knows that. And in the very next scene, then Dakota's on the bed, and she said, the very next scene, she goes, oh my God, the water's rising. It's just like, stop telling me the water's rising. Like, it's like you just went for a shit and you came back and it's like, oh, what's happening in the movie? Oh, is the water rising? Oh, just fucking
honestly, I think bananas. The sharks are not, they're almost the good guys in this. Like, they really go out of their way to show you that the sharks are only attracted to blood, and they're, because they don't make them evil or anything. Even like when that news reporter guy is trying to talk about how dangerous stuff are sharks, and Digimon is saying, oh, when I was younger, we were all terrified of one animal. And he's like, shark? He's like, no, it's the hippopotamus. And then he tells this whole story about sharks attacking a hippopotamus that was attacking him. And he said, I saw something then in the hippo's eyes I've never seen before. Fear. Like
it's a amazing story.
Like, come on. Like, I'm sure that could happen, but like, Jesus Christ. And then, of course, your man makes some joke. Did you run back to your hut then and get a spear? He's no, we went back to my apartment and I got a beer. I live in fucking...
don't live in the Jungle Book.
I don't live in the jungle, for fuck's sake. Yeah, live in the Jungle Book.
Again, Jimon Hansu, 2-time Oscar nominee. That's like just so many peak insanity fucking moments. Like, but even like, there's a moment when the kids are like, the foster kids, and after the foster dad, I think, has died, and I think at that moment they're still in the kitchen just standing around on tables and stuff, and they look over and they just go, oh, let's close the door. Like, no one close the fucking door. That's how the fucking sharks are getting in, and then they get, because you get this scene of someone trying to close the door, and like, dramatic tension. It's just like, it's not dramatic tension if you're looking at the people going, you're a fucking idiot, like, come on, what are you doing here? Jesus Christ. But like,
can I ask about that Jeep, right? So the mom and dad, that foster mom and dad, are going to get the Jeep because he mentions it's got one of them snorkel things on it, right? And so it means that the water isn't going to completely get into the engine or the exhaust or whatever, and that's it's able to drive in the water.
Side,
but this water is now high enough that it's covered Phoebe's car. That was at the start, like, so it's well covered her car. Like, it's up the bedroom window in the house. She was on top of one of the beds and it was nearly hitting the ceiling. So the water is proper high. Yeah. But they go out but their van, when they go to get that truck, it's only up to knee height pretty much, or waist height. They managed to get in. So that means this thing, like, is their whole garage floating? And even if they're on a different, but they managed to drive out of it like as if it's a boat, you know, like, no, it's just got this thing to protect you. So like the wheels are still going to have to touch the ground because how is it going to get any traction to drive? But they just put this fucking thing in reverse and off they go back, reverse out into the water and off they go. Like, shouldn't this thing be sinking?
And that's their whole, like, they're heading off into the sunset as a family. They're now free of their foster parents who are now mauled by sharks. But it's like, we just fucking hang out in the house. I'm pretty sure it's your gaff now. We're just fucking, no, we're just going to head off, drive off. And like, and the water's kind of coming up to the fucking top of the bonnet of the car. And you're just like, what? And they go, where are we going to go now? Or you say, we're going to go home. Where is that? Wherever we want. Maybe Florida. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is,
we don't have any money or any clothes or any belongings.
Yeah, it's quite hilarious. But like, there is that additional plot thread that they've put into the movie where we find out that, like, oh, they've been tracking this other fucking giant pregnant great white. Is it a great white or a bull shark?
Yeah. It's a great white. All the other sharks are bull sharks, bar this one. That's a great white.
Yeah, called Nelly, and you're kind of going, okay, someone's just put that in because that's gonna arrive at some point. A well-timed moment, so to speak. And like, I don't know about great whites, and I know bull sharks can operate in like 2 to 5 feet of water if possible. I'm not sure about great whites now, but anyway.
Yeah, well, that's it. This thing swims underneath her legs at one point. It's enough to go swimming, and she goes, whoa, and she's on top of the water. And she spreads her legs, so she goes, whoa, Jesus, let this thing swim underneath me. So that's how much, like, there's a massive amount of water for this thing to be able to swim under her and have decent, gap either side. I'm going back to the car again. How the fuck is that car not underwater? It's insane. But yeah, that shark. When we haven't seen that shark for a while, it's like, okay, he'll be coming back soon, or she.
Yeah, he's coming, yeah. But like, there's I think a couple of sharks coming, or a shark coming for her, and she got her baby. He's like, oh no, is this going to be the end? And then fucking Nelly comes out, pure Jurassic fucking Park T-Rex moment, grabs the fucking thing, and it's a cool shot. And again, visual effects look great, but it's like, how has that great white got the thrust to come out of that water that's about 10 feet fucking deep? Yeah. Anyway, but like, then G-Mon gets the best line in the whole fucking movie when this mad thing happens and he's standing there in the boat watching. He's like, holy fucking shit. It's like, yeah. It's the best part of it. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else really we can fucking chat about it. It's just, what are your closing thoughts? And then
closing thoughts are, it's like I said, it's 86 minutes of your time. You could throw it on if you want to see a few deaths, but even then, I think it's 5 people get killed. I think it's all it is. Like, there's the two dudes. The guy gets
his head chopped in half by one of the tigers, which is completely impractical and plausible, but it looks cool. He gets a good death, but just like,
that's it. I can't believe those guys from the news whatever fucking station.
They didn't die.
I was convinced, like, when they were coming in and he's on the boat yapping away towards the end, talking to the camera, I was like, right, we're gonna get. The stinger will be as he's yapping away, thinking he's after getting his big break by capturing, these sharks on camera or whatever the fuck. That a shark will just come flying up and grab him and kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing. Like, the news reporter survives, but his fucking cameraman didn't even die. You're just, oh, come on! Like, just when he's getting a good shot or something in the water, just fucking let it come out and take his head on the lens or something.
I don't even know if he got a line. The camera guy.
Yeah, at the end, he's still just standing there, and you're just like, oh, give him a line at the end, give him something like double his pay, kind of.
But then the end, right? So they're off looking at the thing. Still no sign of the authorities or anybody coming to help rescue. We have to get off on our own in our little boat. And so they're heading off in the boat. But by the way, there's still plenty of sharks around, but none of them seem to be going anywhere near the boat. They don't seem to be worried about that at all. They're heading off into the sunset. And then we cut back to their pal who's in the meteorological whatever thing. And he looks at the storm coming in and he's like, oh, shit. Like,
there's another storm coming.
Yeah, and you're only you're only seeing it now on the screen. Like even if there is another storm, it's not going to bring in more sharks. Like, they're already fucking there.
They're already in the fucking town. They're going to stay there, and it's like, oh no, Thrash 2 or Day 2. Just like, oh, it's one of these things. Oh, let's stick that on the end. That'll get people going. Oh, is there a sequel? It's like, no, man. You just really, I don't know. The directors previous work.
I actually know. I know some of his previous work, and I would say I think Dead Snow. It's called. It's about it's basically
Evil Santa or something, is it?
No, Nazi zombies. Like yeah.
I was way off.
Yeah, he does. He did 2 of them.
Cool.
But he also did like fucking that Hansel and Gretel movie. With what's her face, thing. Yeah. So he did Dead Snow 1 and 2, and then. Yeah, most of his stuff is crap. Apparently, he was the writer on a movie that came out a couple of years ago that I saw the name Spermageddon. I didn't even click into it. I'm not even clicking into it. Like, I think you can even tell by the title of it. Looks like it was written in spunk. I was like, no, I'm not having anything to do with that. But like most of the stuff he's done is pretty crap. But like you would think that he's incredibly well known because at the start it comes up like a Tommy Vercola production or Tommy Vercola movies. Like this is like fucking Tom Cruise. Like at least Tom Cruise can go, come on now. I don't know if putting this in big, huge like Tommy Vercola movie is people going to go, oh shit, we're in for a good one. 86 minutes of joy. No, not so much Tommy.
Yeah,
Tommy Wiseau, maybe I might tune in for that.
So so star rating then
1. No, half a star. No, I don't think I've ever given anything half a star. I'm just going to go 1 star.
Yeah, I go 1 star as well, just because
and that's for production.
Shot.
That's for the production.
Shot quite well, and Lisa has some hilarious moments unintentionally towards the end, but. Yeah, this is a perfect example of how to waste a great B-movie premise. The characters are idiots. The dialogue is painful and it takes itself way, way too seriously. In the end, you're wondering why you even fucking bothered watching it.
I will say that before we sign off, though, that's like if you're at home and you want to watch something like this, that's not Sharknado, check out Crawl. Crawl is like this, but with alligators, and it's got Barry Pepper in it, and Kaya Scodelario. So. Yeah. So that's definitely. It's not amazing or anything, but it's definitely better than this.
Yeah, try that because if you value your time, try that because this one will take a bite out of your fucking soul. And that is an end to this week's episode. Thanks as always for liking, subscribing, sharing, and all that jazz. And we will be back next week with hopefully a better movie. Okay, see you later.
Bye bye.